Hello and thank you for clicking on my first YouTube video. Always liked taking photos but never been much of a video taker, which will become quite obvious as you watch the video. I've decided to give it a try because my kids are older and spend most of their free time in their rooms on their game consoles and VR. And because I'm getting older and thought that one day they might like to look back on this when I'm dead and gone. Because this is for them, there will be a bit of sarcasm as they know I am a bit of a sarcastic bumhole. I started my walk today at St Andrew's Church on Old Church Road, Clevedon, BS21 7UE. I filmed this over 2 days at the end of March 2025. Go through the gate and follow the path a short distance to the coast path. The area on the right is full of bluebells which will be out very soon. Daffodils have been out for a little while and I really like the springtime and the sounds of the early morning bird song. If you went right on the coast path here, it will take you to Clevedon Marine Lake in a couple of minutes. I'm going left today for a quick wander around Poets Walk before I start work for the day. Clevedon Pier is just a short distance away. I always walk early in the mornings and am sometimes greeted with some sunshine. Clevedon Harbour comes into view. It's low tide at the moment, so it looks a bit muddy and not enough time to go down there this morning. So we'll loop back across the grass past the stone structure. I didn't realise how loud I breathe, how much I sniff and how much I clear my throat. I must be quite annoying to be with. I also didn't give much thought to paper flipping when I was writing my script. Or the fact that I'd walked on dry days, but doing the voiceover in a car on a rainy day. So I figure if I'm going to be unprofessional, I might as well do it properly. Prepare yourself for a dramatic zoom in of the pier. Or at least in my head I thought it was going to be dramatic, but I rate it as very, very poor out of 10 on the dramatic scale. Back on the coast path now, heading back towards Clevedon. Yet another 360-degree shot coming up, and you are probably feeling pretty sick by now. Sorry about that. Another view of the church. And yes, you've guessed it. Another view of the church. I'm starting to think that I'm filming way too much of the church. This filming lark is actually harder than it looks. If you went straight on here, you go to the lookout Darren at Somerset Man Walking did a video on that recently if you wanted to find out some information on it. But I went right, you guessed it, to leap back around the church. And here I decided to film the church again. And again, with the added bonus of my breathing and sniffing, as previously mentioned. Left here would actually take you back to Clevedon as well if you wanted to, but I'm going right back to the car park. But for some reason, I've decided to film the church again. You'll be pleased to know we are heading away from this church in a moment and heading over to the other side of the pier where I park in Bay Road, which is BS21 7BT. Another good place to park in a quieter area where you're not fighting for parking spaces. Go to the end of Bay Road and then you'll see these steps on the left hand side. Just a short walk down to the pebble beach at the bottom, which is called Ladye Bay. It's a perfect place for getting away from the crowds over by the pier and on the main beach, but you can access the pier and the seafront quite easily from here. I really like the natural sounds of the crunching gravel, walking on the pebbles and the lapping of the waves and the birds singing, which is a good job because I haven't worked out how to put music on the video yet. Those metal steps are quite new after a recent landslip. A little way past this lookout on the right hand side there is a gap. I don't think it's really an official path, but there was a little path there which I decided to go down. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's a bit dodgy, a bit slippy, and a bit of a scramble back up. And at one point I did think that I might have to call in work to say I couldn't make it because I was dead. Coming up on the left is the Walton Park Hotel. I continue for a short while before heading back, as this is another quick walk before I start work. But if you carried on this path to the end, it would bring you out onto the road, and in a very short distance on the road, it's got a footpath all the way along it, will take you down to the pier. Apologies if the microphone is picking up lots of vehicle noise. To get back to Bay Road, you turn right after the sign. You can carry on a bit further towards Ladye Bay if you want, but I turned right after the sign. And then you go back up through the little wooded area, back up to Bay Road. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I have filmed another video in Ashton Court, so feel free to follow me if you would like to see another poor quality video. You'll be pleased to know you only have about 12 seconds left where the video comes to an abrupt end. Unprofessional to the end. Right.